Hola amigos, Crispy Bro here, and yes, welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally talking about Doctor Who again. My goodness, Doctor Who is back with the pilot. Let's chat about it, shall we? I was actually able to see this episode with a few mates of mine, including the Doctor of Who, you might know him from YouTube. And my goodness, what an experience. It was... I really rather enjoyed this episode. It felt very fresh, and I don't know, like they were marketing this episode as like, oh, it's a good jumping on point for people that might not be necessarily familiar with Doctor Who, and I would stick to that. It does feel like, I don't know, it just feels very new, and I think that's something that kind of needed to happen. But by far, the highlight for me this episode was Pearl Mackie's character, Bill Potts. My goodness, what a breath of fresh air. She felt so unbelievably, like, genuine. Like, she felt like a real human being, and that's really cool. Very relatable, and I'm in love with her. I'm her character, and her probably. I think it's a really clever idea that she works in the cafeteria at the university, and decides to go to the doctor's lectures just because she loves to learn. I find that something real. It's unique. She just seems to enjoy learning, and she gets very excited by it. So like instantly I was like, she's a perfect candidate to be a companion. Like just go on the TARDIS and enjoy the world and enjoy the universe and see what wonders it holds. The Doctor, Mr. Peter Capaldi, is awesome as per the usual. My goodness, that man, what a perfect choice for the role of the Doctor. He's very funny in this episode. Him being a lecturer is something I think fitted his character, especially his Doctor, very well. Well done, Moffat. You did well there. And then we have Nardole. I've given him some slack in the past, but he was pretty funny in this episode. We didn't see too much of him, which is probably a good thing considering this is Bill's introduction. But his inclusion in the episode, whilst not necessarily necessary, yeah, he was fine. He was alright. He had some funny moments. And then we had Heather this episode. She was supposed to be the villain, even though she's not really a villain. I enjoyed her concept. I feel like it'll be explained a bit more what exactly she is, and I'm sure she'll pop up more in the future. But yeah, no, she had some genuinely scary moments. The whole shower scene, I was like, oh, okay, she's just gonna open up the shower and there's gonna be someone in there, and then it didn't happen. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. And then I thought it was quite clever to have her eye pop up in the drain, because I was not expecting that, because I did like 2 cop-out jump scares where like there wasn't anything. You're like, oh, okay, that's good, and then boom. So well done to whoever directed this episode. It also sets up a lot of things to come, like what is the vault? Why is the Doctor being left to guard it, of all people? And then we have, what else do we have? We had, the Doctor kept on saying he's got a promise to keep. And it's interesting, like who would he have kept a promise to? Because last time we saw him, the return of Dr. Mysterio, he just kind of went off, and supposedly he's been teaching at this university for like 50 or 70 years. So that's a lot of time for him to bond with Nardole. So maybe Nardole doesn't age. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant here, but I'm just interested in seeing what the Doctor's promise is and who the promise is to. And I don't know if you heard, but the Ice Warriors definitely have something to do with whatever that space fuel water thing was, because that was their voice going, we have chosen a pilot, or whatever they say. And yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if that pops up in Mark Gatiss' episode with the Ice Warriors, because I have a theory that they're kind of like a hybrid of the Ice Warriors and the Flood we saw, because the Flood took place, the what do you call it, the waters of Mars took place on Mars, and the Ice Warriors are from Mars. So maybe Mark Gatiss sat down and watched that episode and was like, my goodness, what if I did something that blended the two? Then we have space fuel and a watery lesbian lady. And I was very surprised to see that Australia got a mention. I watched this in a crowd of like 40 people, 40 Australians I should say, and as soon as they were like, we're in Australia, everyone was like, yay! So that was really nice. And yeah, so Anya, Australia, g'day. So overall, this episode was immensely satisfying, and I really enjoyed it. Bill is awesome, and I can't wait to see how her character and her relationship with the Doctor develops over time. And I'm intrigued by what's in the vault and where this series is headed. It's all very exciting. I'm so glad Doctor Who's back. I would give the pilot an 8.5 out of 10. Excellent job, excellent opener, bloody loved it. Next episode looks interesting. It's got the emoji bots that I know not everyone is keen for, but I do have some intel that it's actually a good episode, and the Doctor Bill dynamic grows. That's about as much as I can say. So yeah, keen to see how that goes. And that coming soon trailer, my goodness, John Sim is back. Yeah. So that's always exciting. And yeah, look, I'm so glad Doctor Who's back. My goodness, it had been too long. But yes, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed me talking about this episode and whatnot. If you did, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Allons-y!